Hi, my name is Hafez, and this is for BIAMC number 1 career advice with a shout out to my friend Harald Sippel. I was asked to choose one piece of advice that could be useful to you in building your careers. And the suggestion I would like to make is one that comes from the volunteer world, which is act no words. Now, don't get me wrong, this is not to say that this is the only thing you should follow. This is one contribution to be taken into account as part of all of the other contributions you've been receiving, and to help you think about how you want to position yourself, how you want to build your career, and who you want to be. And by that I mean there is a lot of temptation, just generally and especially with social media when you're starting off, to want to have a big title and to want to be able to look like you stand for something important. Inevitably, there's a lot of people around you who are chair of this, president of that, secretary general of that, partner here, leader there, and you want to participate in that, and it's normal. And you're also seeing a lot of people who've got visibility, and you'd like to have visibility too, and that's normal as well. The challenge is, when you sort of step back and you look across the span of time, one of the things you realize is what people remember is not that title or the visibility you had at a given moment, but what you stood for over time. And what they'll remember is, what did you do, what experience did you get, but they'll forget how that was packaged when you might be looking at the presentation. Now, where I'm going with this is the first and most important thing you want to do in terms of building your career is getting case experience. Nothing replaces that. If you look at, to give you an example, conference speakers, most conferences have some connection to a substantive topic, and the people who are speaking at these conferences are speaking based on their experience. You can't pretend to have that experience. There's certain things you can read up on, you can do research, but there's a core aspect to what we do, which is fundamentally case-driven. And so you need to get that case experience. And getting that case experience means long hours, means a lot of work, without much visibility. And sometimes it feels like you're hidden in a cupboard and you're not going anywhere. If that's how you feel, think of what happens when you sow a seed. For a while it grows in the dark, underground, and then it slowly starts blossoming, and it takes time before it becomes big enough to be noticed and to be seen, but when it does, usually people appreciate it. So it's a bit like that process. Now, what I'm not saying is bury yourself and forget about the outside world and just do work, because it's important that your generation knows you, it's important that you know your generation, it's important that people have a sense of who you are, but there's a difference between engaging with people and being in touch with people and people knowing you, and you trying to impress them maybe too soon, when all you need when you're starting out is to demonstrate that you're someone serious and reliable and who's diligent. That's all really that you need to worry about when you're starting out. So do the work, maintain your relationships. People will know that you stand for quality over time because it will show in your work. And when it does, people will keep that in mind. And then sooner or later, your generation and the people you're mixing with are going to have opportunities to put you forward, are going to want to put you forward. And the reason they're going to do so is because they like you and because they know that you've got the experience. So Act No Words reflects that as well. Now, there's a question you might say about, should I be publishing articles? Should I, mostly articles. And I'd say that's part of the act part. Yes, articles are words, but this is about showing the quality of your thinking and of your research and of your analytical skills and drafting skills. And that's part of acting rather than trying to promote. Now, the follow-on question becomes, what should you write about? And it's very tempting to try and do short pieces that have visibility. But the problem is, those are not going to be remembered and those are not going to be cited. And if you want people to remember you, if you want people to refer to you, and if you're building not just for the next week or the next month, but if you're building for a much longer term, then you want to make an investment that bears fruit over that longer term. And one way to do so is to write substantial articles, substantive articles, that even in a few years' time, you yourself will be happy to go back to, because they'll have captured a significant amount of research on a complex topic, and that will not only build up your expertise, it will demonstrate your expertise. How do you choose your topic is the final point I'll address. And to borrow someone else's words, I'd say try and avoid topics of procedure. Try and focus on industry, try and focus on substantive issues, but questions of procedure, however significant your article is, it's unlikely to leave a lasting mark. Whereas if on a legal or other substantive topic there's very little written, and you write a major piece that contributes to that field, people are going to notice it, and chances are you yourself are going to want to write again about it a few years down the road, and therefore further demonstrate your expertise, further build up your expertise, and that will help with getting you recognized. So with that, I wish you good luck, and I hope this has been helpful, and all the best with your career.